Alrighty. It is Friday night. And how do you want to spend your Friday night? More sanding. So, finishing up the 120 on this side. I came out here during the week and I ran out of 120. So, I told a couple buddies that I ran out of 120 and a couple buddies brought me some. One buddy, Mike, brought me this, and then another buddy, Mike, brought me this. So I definitely have enough 120 to finish this and to finish the hood now. So that's cool. I'm gonna get back to sanding now. Appreciate all of the comments from people that usually don't comment on the last video. So yeah, stuff like that. I don't do YouTube for money because obviously I don't get very many views. So I do it for the interaction and the feedback with people. So leave a comment, ask a question. I'll answer. Might be a bad answer, might be the wrong answer. I'll still answer. So yeah, that helps because if I don't get any comments, that's probably when I'll stop bothering anymore. So, anyways, back to sanding. I'll be back later. Alright, that's it for tonight. 120 down on this side, ready to guide coat. And 220, except I still have this one spot. This was the only spot I had a problem with other than right here where it was a little too high. I still hate this fender. Yeah, if you don't know, go back and watch what I had to do to this fender. It is, I mean, I'd still put a factory fender on here if I found one right now. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So, yeah. Now tomorrow I'll guide coat this, 220 it, 320 it. I'll be all done, except for the hood. And the hood, it'll be good. The hood. It's back out here. Did this, got this quarter, this whole side's now in 120, guide coated, doing the 220. I just did this quarter in 220. Something I haven't been doing on this one is I haven't been taping my body lines, so I think they're pretty good. I will tape and sand them on the final sand of the final primer, just to make sure. But I've been looking at them as I go, making sure there's nothing too crazy. But yeah, I've just been sanding off to this side and then coming back up to it on the bottom side. And they look alright. I'm not sure why. I mean, they're not straight, you know, they curve like that. The doors, I think, straight for the most part. Fender, I don't know what it is, it's something. But, yeah. So anyway, I'll continue on with the 220. Then I'll re-guide coat, and then I will 320 it. You already know this, man. This side done in 220. Sprayed it down with wax and grease remover. Looked down the side, and I thought I could see a slight something going on here where it wasn't totally straight in my reflection. So I just guide coated this real quick and we'll take this block and see if anything shows up. It's gonna be hard to do one-handed. As you can see, it looks like there's a low spot appearing right here. Let me set this down so I can use two hands and see if it's actually there, or I just can't sand one-handed. One-handed sander. All right, I think I didn't hit any buttons on the camera there. Now, let's really see what's going on here. It's not my favorite block. Now it's blocking out. But you can see it. It's staying dark. Maybe you can't see, but it's staying darker right here a little longer. The reason I'm not using a longer block that goes all the way down the door is because, like I've mentioned before, these are flared out here. And they dive in. It ends right here where you end up with a little low spot. So you can't have a block so long that it hits the other side of that. And this is just 220 again. If I really thought there was an issue here, I would have jumped back down to 120. Because even though you're using a hard block, a 220 is not going to cut it straight as 120 would. But I don't think it was anything major. It actually looked pretty good. But I thought I could just make something out. I thought maybe it was just my wax grease remover drying up right there, but I'll wet it down and you can take a look. See if you see. See if you see. You see? Do you see? Wipe this off. Get my wax and grease here. This also works good for seeing if you have any guide coat left in any scratches. When you wet it down with wax and grease remover, it'll highlight the... What is on the screen? Hold on. Okay, I don't know. Hopefully that showed up. This keeps drying on me too fast. I don't know. I think it's fine. There may have been a little something there. And there may still be a little something there, but if there is, it's better than it was. And it is also good enough. This is ready to guide coat this side and 320 now. I get people asking me all the time how much to do their car. And a lot of times I just don't answer. I just ignore them because I don't want to get in the conversation of, oh, that's crazy. That's way too much. So-and-so can do it for this much. Well, you know what? That's perfect. Take it to so-and-so and have them do it for that much. I don't do side work. This is a, you know, I mean, someday I might, but this car I'm just doing to help some buddies out. And if you have to know how much I would charge to do a car like this, I'll just say $80,000. 40 up front, 40 when it's done. So that's how much it would cost to do a job like this. If this was at a shop, it would be over 100. So there you go. That's crazy. Exactly. So let's not do it. But if anybody's curious about the cost involved, and I can go into more detail and break it down a little bit. Every car is obviously different. Then you have materials and all that. We can get into all that if you want, but everyone thinks it's insane, and it is. But that's also what it is. I wasn't going to get into this, but figure 400 hours bottom. That's the best case scenario for body and paint. That's after metalwork and epoxy. So that's not disassembly, that's not stripping paint, that's not rust repair, that's not fixing dents, that's not putting epoxy on the metalwork when it's done. That's just the actual body work, filler work and blocking, painting and buffing, and it's not assembly. So you have 400 hours there. So that's like I say, best case scenario, usually on a car like this. And that is for a, obviously better than factory restoration. It's not really restoration because they're better than they ever were. So I guess a resto mod, I don't know what you want to call it. Because, you know, really these aren't restorations because they're way nicer than they ever were. If you were doing a restoration, we could do all the body work with a DA and not even body work other panels and paint it. So then you could probably knock a couple hundred hours off the car. But in that 400 hours, figure 200 hours in body work, about 100 hours to paint, and 100 hours to buff. That is a little heavy on the buffing side. It's probably not 100 hours, but you know, I was just trying to break it down when you can't really, every car is different, but you know, disassembly depends on the car. Stripping depends on how many paint jobs the car has. Is it surface rusted like this one was? And then assembly. How many aftermarket parts do you have? How much, you know, it's how far was it apart? This car, if you were paying a shop to put this car back together, it would cost a fortune because there is obviously nothing. There's nothing left. So yeah. So you figure 75 to 200, 300,000. It's crazy. Don't ever do it. If you have a car in mind you like, go out and find one that's done. If you don't know what you're looking at, hire somebody to look at the car for you. So you know you're not getting screwed, but it's always cheaper to buy one done. I would not recommend this to anybody.